Hello everyone, so today we're going to be looking at Indicant's Rodya. This ego looks basically like a healing ego, but mainly for the burn team. This ego is going to be healing based on the highest resonance for allies with the least HP percentage, and also gain highest resonance divided by X attack weight. From the trailer, we know that this thing can hit up to 3. It's possible there could be more, but the trailer showed only 3 AoE here. But the Corroded form, you can hit 7 people with it, so it might have a higher cap over here for the AoE. You will have the typical lose 10 SP at turn end line over here, inflict burn potency, and also apply a unique status called the Searing Bird Cage. This Searing Bird Cage, if the unit has burn, then you give them ref resistance plus X. This is a good thing, by the way. It means that the enemy gets more weaker to ref rather than become stronger to ref. I know it's a bit weird to read this like that, but it is to make the enemy weaker to ref. Otherwise, why would you use this ego? It literally makes the enemy stronger resistance to you. No, that's not how it works. Right, so turn end, you will gain bind equal to the stack next turn, and turn end, you will halve the stack, which means that you will get 5, you halve it, it's probably round down, so it's going to be 2, then round down to 1, then after that go down to 0. So that's what's going to happen with this Searing Bird Cage, and so your ref resistance is going to be reduced for every stack, and it's going to be reducing that stack by half every single turn. So you will still get some value on the subsequent turns later on. So it's still going to be a very powerful debuff to help do a lot of burst damage for your team. Basically, you just use this ego and then you prepare for a big ref turn by using all of your ref skills on the next turn. Right, so that's going to be the Searing Bird Cage. Next, we also have the Ego passive. The Ego passive is when a target of X plus burn count is defeated, you inflict the burn count on target between all enemies and heal the sanity on yourself. So this is quite nice. It helps to spread burn count when you kill people, which is very good. And take note, this is when a target with X plus is defeated, which means you don't need to do it. As long as the target has the burn count and they die, maybe from the burn itself, you get to spread it around, blazing amusement. And then you also heal your sanity because you are amused at watching them burn to death. Very sadistic here. And this is very nice because when you are full SP, you will heal one ally with the least SP, aka your Philip Claire is going to get some sanity from this blazing amusement. Very nice stuff. Even if you don't use Philip Claire, you can still feed all of your 0 sanity allies when you first start a fight, and this ego is a pretty good jumpstart ego for the entire team. Right, so this is overall quite a solid ego. The Corroded form has also a apply ref power up and ref damage up when you kill someone, and is based on the resonance once again. So you need to do ref resonance with this, so it's basically a 100% a burn ego. And this ego reminds me quite similarly to something like the Faust ego. If we go to Faust here, the Toracalgia Faust, the pride focused ego, is basically like this ego, right? This ego has a lot of pride energy consumption, but not a lot of any other things. So that means that if your team is unable to make pride, you can't really use this ego very well because you need to use pride for other egos. But for the pride team, since you shit out non-stop prides, this is going to be a very free ego for you to use in order to get a bunch of passive healing to the party, right? Because that's what the Nebulizer A is supposed to do. Then this ego here is probably going to be something that consumes a lot of ref and then a little bit of the other resources in the current team, and then after that you get to do all of the funny shenanigans with the healing over here, and you can also apply this bird cage for increased ref damage later on. One thing I want to say is that I do believe, right, that if they release this kind of ref ego, it is possible that a lot of the IDs we get in the next season are going to be very ref focused, because if I remember correctly, Garden of Thorns Gregor, it was released as a lust ego, and we were like, what the hell are we looking at? Because this ego eats 2 of every single resource and requires resonance, and there's currently no lust resonance at that point in time. So after that, all of the units that came out, Bloodfiend, all of them had lust resonance, and then there was Priest Gregor, who was one of the characters that you would need in the Bloodfiend team to feed everyone blood. So that ego turned out to have a use in that when you have the entire Bloodfiend team on the field, you can actually get your resonance relatively easily, since their counters are also going to be last resonance. So with this ego appearing right before we are about to transfer to the next season, I think that we are going to get a lot of ref related counters slash IDs. Right, so that's my prediction so far. We're going to get a season of burn where they're going to try to phase out the Liu association a little bit by introducing some new super powerful IDs like the Jia family or something like that, and then we will see some very disgusting new unique burn status effects. I think. Alright, this is a I think moment. Right. So this is just following the previous season's flow. If I'm wrong, then so be it. I actually don't want burn to get too much extra support, because I think right now the one that really needs a lot of support is going to be something like charge, because charge basically, I'd rather not play charge. At this point, I want to just get all of the middle IDs, right? Because if I get all the middle IDs, I can play full envy and I can ignore charge in the background, because charge is not that fun, I would say. Yeah, I wish there was a lot more interesting things for a charge team later on. I'm still waiting on something like Nemo, where I can hyper beam and do some stupid charge related shenanigans later on. But yeah, for now, this is what I'm going to predict the Rodya E.G.O is leading up to. We are probably going to be getting some new IDs for the Burn team, whether it be Walpurgis related, whether it be for the next storyline, or we will be getting another status buff. Please give like some of the other statuses some love as well, because the Mao team, they were really good additions to the Rupture team, so Rupture looks really fleshed out. Burn team now technically fully fleshed out, but could use some, I guess, modernization in a way, because right now the Liu association part, right, is just ref damage and just raw potency and count application. I think they could do a lot more fancy shit with their burn teams and add more unique statuses. I'm not specifically asking for unique statuses, I'm just saying that that is how they make all of these team cons very interesting. They always release like a Death Right haste, right? Like all this stuff here makes the team comps a little bit more interesting than just Liu association. We punch, we apply SP to Philip, and we apply potency. Like that's it for the Liu association. Right, so anyway, I think that's all I have to say for this E.G.O over here. Just the last recommendation here is please do not pull using Lunacy for this E.G.O. You have time to dispense this before the season transfers, and you might as well just do that if you are FOMO. And if you do not know if you want to get this E.G.O, well, then just don't get it, because you will be able to get it the next season. So yeah, if you don't feel like this E.G.O fits anything, or you just don't really care about this E.G.O, then feel free to skip it also. It's just an E.G.O, you can pick it up later on. Just like God of Thorns Gregor, it wasn't really significant in the end, right? Maybe this one could be significant later on once they release more IDs. So yeah, if you never know, just go and dispense it whenever you can. Otherwise, just leave it, because there is no fear of fully missing out anything here except for Arknights. That's the only one that is truly once every year perhaps kind of event, right? So yeah, that's my last advice here for this E.G.O pulling, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Remember to comment all of your theories and all of your expectations for the next season as well. Alright, so that's it. Thanks guys, see you next time. Bye bye.